Trip to awakening, y'all will feel my ancient signals, one within the universe and universes inside of me. I want to reach out to you religious beings out there. You know, I want to put this out there. Like, I didn't talked about religion. I didn't bash y'all a couple of times. Like any religion system, like the whole system. You know, I don't respect it. This illusion, I don't respect it. But I actually care about y'all earthlings. So you don't know what you signed up for or what you subscribe to when it comes to religion. You don't know the background, and you don't know who actually wrote the book, or you didn't check out the individual's background. Now, religion is ran by the so-called Masons and other groups. You know, it's other groups that runs it. And certain society groups control certain situations. Your pastor in the church is a part of a corporation. You know, I talked about the 501 and all of that, and I'm not going to get deep into that. Some of them are Masons, and some of them will sacrifice some of y'all. And I'm going to break it down. You know, they already doing sick, twisted stuff to some of y'all members in there. And using this illusion, God, Lord, Jesus, whatever you want to call it. You know, using that, saying this will happen. And, you know, they getting all of this information out of a book that's wrote by a physical being. You know, they're sharing stories and they're giving each other subliminal messages. The book wasn't for you all. It was entertainment and at the same time controlling you. Saying, oh, you need to go buy this. And I talked about this before. You know, I said the courtrooms and the church, they're basically merged together. They're connected together. They all wear robes. The whole thing is set up. You know, the church, the court system, the whole thing is set up. You're basically given a confession when you go to court. And especially if you didn't, you know, do the crime, you know, you have to go to court for certain reasons. And that's a whole nother video. You know, your pastor, preacher, whatever you want to call it, they are part of a society group. They're Masons, some of them. And you probably don't know, especially these big mega churches. Okay? But I find it very disrespectful when they send y'all to other individuals' houses, trying to get them to go and pledge to the negative things and the books of spells. You know, your corporation pastor, they don't have respect for y'all at all. They don't. So, if they did, they wouldn't send y'all to certain individuals' houses. They could send y'all to the wrong house. And, you know, I see them walking in my area all the time. And, you know, they ring doorbells, a couple of them knocked on my door. And I was like, the next time that happens, because I usually ignore them, and, you know, because I could get, you know, there are certain things that, you know, certain things that I don't want to touch on and, you know, mess them up. I want them to find certain things out on their own. You know, I could sit down and just tell them, like, you know, what I share with y'all. But, certain, you know, some of them is already too deep into it. And that can, like, mentally mess them up. You know, so it's like, you know, their DNA have to wake up, if that makes sense. Because, you know, like, I know that's what they pledged to, and I could just really break it down. But I just want to tell, if y'all watching this video, they could send y'all to somebody's house that's crazy. Because y'all knocking on different individuals' door, they could snatch y'all up. Especially the the females. You know, and some of them could be your relatives, and they could sacrifice y'all to somebody's house, and then, of course, the news will get together. Because the news only connect together when you're plugged in the society group. Whatever you see on the news, they all connected. Some of it's entertainment, and yes, some of it is real. Some sacrifices, you know, happens. Just to put that out there. You know, because like I said, like a real lawyer is not going to speak out. And I know that for a fact. Or in the courtroom, you can't videotape certain things because it's private. So, you know, what y'all see in front of you, and then, you know, like these fake deaths, like I said before, not to get off topic, like, for example, because they can actually be a death, but they can just switch the story up and say this and that happened, you know. But, you know, y'all post rest in peace to certain victims, you know, and part of them is part of the society group. You don't actually look up and check out their death certificate and see if they really passed away, or the public newspaper, you know. But y'all quick to put hashtag rest in peace to certain individuals. And the videos are staged, and I talked about that before, but I'm not going to get into that. But what I want to tell y'all need to, like, you know, be careful, you know, and certain individuals can sacrifice, your own relatives can sacrifice y'all as well, just because they are preacher, they already lied, they already subscribed and connected and pledged to certain groups, and then they got to get more members to put certain souls and energy into the church, because it's illusion money. Okay, so, you know, there are so many things that can happen, or they could send one of these church members and put them under a hypnotic spell, and they can come to y'all's house if y'all let them in, and they can do something to you. They could cast a spell on you or come in, you know. That's the reason why I you know, like I said, I could easily let them talk to them or say come in, but I'm not gonna let some individual come in my house, because they could have something negative attached to them. You know, I was like, if I be outside, yeah, I might, you know, converse and say, hey, y'all just be safe and be careful. That's what I'm going to tell certain, like they could be Jehovah's Witnesses, Christians, or whatever. Say, y'all just be careful. But you know, vice versa. They could send one of these church the church members to come to your house, and they could like explode and do some things. You know, so y'all just be careful. Y'all don't know what's going on. You know, if you come across this video, it's meant for you to come across this video. Because I think that's messed up on so many levels, that they send y'all door to door. You know, and then y'all leave, you know, little papers or menus or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what y'all call it, 'cause I don't mess with that religious stuff. And y'all leave it at the doors and stuff, and you don't know who actually really watching y'all either. You know, you got to be careful and stuff. You know, like the Mormons and stuff like that. Y'all got to be careful letting certain individuals in your house, because they could set up certain things. Because I see certain Mormons, you know, see certain individuals move in, and they'll just drive the bike and say, hey, I'll help you move. I'll do it for free. You know, I'm just doing it for the Lord. And some of these preachers and ministers, they use these different entities with a spell attached to it, saying, oh, they'll keep y'all protected. You know, these mega corporation preachers, if, you know, this God or Jesus, whatever you want to call it, exists, then how come they have to have security? You know, they wouldn't go door to door knocking and asking for members to come to their church. They send y'all out there. And I think that's messed up. And some of y'all go for it. But they have security, you know, these big so-called mega stars like TD Snakes and Creflo Holla, I Got $1. The list goes on, you know. They're not doing it. And stuff, you know. Just here recently, this so-called pastor preacher robbed the church for $100,000 in this planet, this state that y'all, you know, y'all call it states, but I call it planet. But you know, like him and the other deacon preacher, I don't know the names and titles, y'all. Deacon, pastor, preacher. The preacher, like it's like two of them working together, and they robbed $100,000, and then they had to shut down the church. And that should show y'all that's ran by a corporation, because they shut down the church, and I guess they got to go to the court thing and whatever. But you know, they telling y'all this and putting y'all up under hypnotic spells, and they do the, you know, rituals and oaths when y'all do certain things. You know, even the gospel music, you know, got something negative attached to it. Y'all think it's positive, but it's not positive. To me, that's worse than rap music. Some of y'all bash that, but you know, that control your DNA too, and certain spells behind that. And I definitely need to do a video on gospel music, because certain things y'all need to know about that, and I really need to break that down. But you know, y'all like have to really, you know, be aware, you know. And I'm just looking out for y'all earthlings. You know, I know y'all put your trust in this religious system and this illusion in these names and titles. But you know, I wouldn't want to see nothing happen, you know, because I don't think that's right, and that's not fair to y'all. You know, you have to go door to door, and some of them, you know, they got, you know, they use the tithes and, you know, got ATMs and stuff inside the church, and you know, you got to even fill out an application, you know, and all types of mess. They want to know certain, and so I guarantee you some of them know y'all's addresses too. You got to be careful. You can't just be giving your addresses out, and when you fill out these applications to these church, because you know, they could easily get y'all sacrifice, or if you eat dinner over their house or something, they could put something in your food to make you sick, you know. And you know, and then they act like they using this Lord, and then hit you with the hypnotic spell and make you worse, you know. And they always saying that, you know, oh, well, God, Jesus will keep you protected and all of that stuff. The world is already messed up. This illusion is, this is an illusion. You already, the power is within. You have the power. And I said that so many times. So, you know, all of this going door to door, you know, and y'all, you know, you earthlings out there, don't let certain members come inside your house too, because they could be scoping your house, watching you as well too. You know, don't let them come in your house. You know, if you see them, they come to you, you can say, hey, I'm not interested in that mess. Or you could just tell them, hey, y'all just be safe, be careful. And you got to be careful touching certain individuals, because some will reach out and try to shake your hands. And, you know, certain individuals have negative energy attached to it. You know, so I just had to share that with y'all, because I seen that several times, and that like bothered me. I'm like, wow, they actually going, you know, door to door, and you know, what kind of sick individual, you know, that's sick to allow, you know, especially innocent females, you know, like, and it's mostly females, because you don't really see too many dudes, you know, too many fellas to the church. You don't see that. You see mostly females, and you know, and I want y'all to be careful. You know, like, just be careful, be safe. You know, like, you don't have to do that. You know, don't do it. You know, it's not worth it. They're not doing it. They're not out there putting work. They ain't doing nothing but, casting spells and got y'all casting spells and passing it down to your loved ones. All they doing is getting on the mic, running off at the mouth. And y'all give y'all's energy into these Masonic buildings, because I feel like these churches are Masonic buildings, because majority of them are on every corner, especially, our shade. They are on every corner and stuff. And only certain members, like I said, I feel like it's Masonic buildings and it's connected to the court. The whole thing is connected together. And majority of these pastors and preachers, they know what's really going on behind this. They know what's going on. They know this is all a scam. And then they get rewarded when they sacrifice y'all. Steal y'all's energy. They get the big houses and the cars and get to eat good and can, put y'all under hypnotic spells and, mess with y'all sexually. Your star seeds, your loved ones doing sick, twisted stuff and using this entity that doesn't exist. And y'all need, if you click on this video, if you watching this video, it's meant for you to watch it. I said I got to do this. I got to share my signals, I want all of y'all to feel my signals, even if you are in this religious system, in this illusion, because we all in this illusion. I want to connect with y'all, and y'all think for yourself. You think for yourself. Do for yourself. Use your power. Keep yourself balanced. Share it with your loved ones. Because like I said, you don't know the truth behind these books. You don't know what they mean. You're just going by with the next physical body, what they're saying. And it's different types of groups and certain types of energy out there that can damage you, mess you up. And it can mess you up in parallel universe. You can take that back with you to another lower realm than this mess. So, you females out there that's going door to door, be careful, don't do it. And for you earthlings out there, don't let them inside your house, because they could set certain things up. You can get sacrificed. You could get sacrificed, and they could be watching y'all with these different groups. These creatures, these monsters could be watching y'all. And they'll sacrifice their members. They don't care about their members, and the more soul and energy they get, the more these sick, twisted creatures get rewarded certain things. But, all of this stuff is going to come back on these negative beings. It's going to catch up with them. It's going to catch up with them. My signals, we're going to shut things down. We're going to start shut things down. These negative beings will go to the unknown lake. What? Did somebody say something?